Hey, welcome to our weekly Lucha Underground. I always want to say Monday Night Raw because I'm a fucking idiot. Lucha Underground Wrestling Review. I am the huge one, a.k.a. the idiot, Dave Coco from KocoSports.net for now, but more importantly, from ProWrestling.me. Sign up now, suckers! And we're also here with Sammy from Alabama.
Yeah, that's what we got.
For the record, I know there's a lot of pressure from the believers for me to be a better podcaster, and I'm feeling like shit. So I don't. So for all those guys that want a better review, maybe next week will be a better review.
I'll try and carry this one a little bit.
No problem. As always, we ask you win, loss, or tie. If you want to hit us up in the comments, go ahead. We will have a comment time. You want to hit us up even faster, go to Twitter, @Twitter. So that would be pretty cool. But dude, I fucking hate YouTube. I live in Japan. I speak English. But nope. Let's send out the fucking... I hate you, YouTube. Anyway, a lot of stuff's going down. Rest in peace, Chana. Rest in peace, Prince. My beloved Tampa Bay Lightning beat the Red Wings. A lot's going down in the hood. I'm super sick. Just a lot going down. And spoilers everywhere. We're going to have to do that show later. I didn't even want to know, man. NXT. Fucking pump your brakes on the spoilers, bro. But I guess we'll have to...
We're not going to tell the spoiler.
If you don't know what spoiler we're talking about from NXT, just turn on the internet. You will find out.
You'll fucking find it like that. So
yeah.
We'll address that at a later day, but for now, we're just going to...
Yeah, we're gonna focus on the Lucha Underground.
All right, you, JR.
Yeah. When it comes to Lucha Underground this episode, I give it a win. It's not a perfect. It was one of those things that people that are on board of Lucha Underground are gonna love it and defend it, and people that are like watching it or finding a reason to attack it are gonna have fuel. I think it's gonna be one of those situations because there is one scene in here where I had 3 different reactions. One of the reaction was me being a fanboy going, this is awesome. The second reaction was me being a WWE fan and like, some fans are really going to hate this. And then the third reaction was like, really? That's what you did? Like there was like 3 different reactions to it. But we'll get to it. Maybe... I don't know. Maybe their weakest show of the year. I'm not really sure.
No, 100% agree. This was absolutely their weakest show of the year. But here's the thing. I still liked it. It was still a good show. That tells you how invested I am and how good of a product I think Lucha Underground's putting out right now. This was weak, man. There was a couple of really good parts. This was kind of like if this was a sitcom, this is a filler episode, but it was still really, really good.
Yeah. Well, not that, but I think I say this a lot. I think momentum does well. Like, if you have one good show, you have 5 good shows, and then you have an average show, as a fan, you're like, wow, we're still good. You know? But, you know, if you have shitty show, and then an average show, you know, I think when it comes to pro wrestling and television shows, momentum does have a huge factor in that. Momentum does have a huge factor. But I still give it a win. But I could see a lot of people not liking this episode, but they're also pushing the boundaries.
Yeah, I was teetering on a tie. I was honestly teetering on a tie until the last match. Up until then, I was.
Really? See, I was like strong win until the last match.
Really?
Yeah. Well, we'll get to it. Let's get a breakdown. We both say it's a win. We will be getting to your live comments. To get to us faster, go to Twitter or Facebook. So. Yeah, I got so much stuff going on in my life, ladies and gentlemen. I got to stop reading the internet. Let's break this down. You know what? Screw you, internet. I don't care about money in real life. I need to focus on Lucha Underground. The believers are turning their back on me in droves. All right. First, we start off with, by the way, the recaps this week. I went to Wrestling Inc. and I went to, I don't know, what's Wrestling Inc., but with all the fucking WrestleZone. Dude, you ever see your ad popper just blow up? Go to WrestleZone. It's just like, who goes to the site without ad blocker? I thought there was like segments. I don't know. You know what? If people say I'm throwing in the towel and I'm not as good as I used to be, I'm throwing in these fucking recappers too. All right, so it starts off. You got Dario in the office with a dragon, a time traveler, and who was the third guy?
It was Aerostar. You had a Phoenix, you had a dragon, and you had a time traveler. This is the worst Mexican game of D&D that has ever existed.
The best part about this, though, is Dario is just an average fucking dude, and he's still running shit. He's not even phased. Like, most people are like, holy shit, I'm in a room with a dragon, time traveler, guy who's fucking dragon from the dead. And Dario's like, you know what, fuck it.
I'm fucking Dario Cueto, man.
I love Dario. And not only that, but I'm starting to think maybe they listen to our podcast. I'm a little delusional because we called the Rey Mysterio thing the Dream Team, and then they called them the Dream Team. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah,
get out of my head in Lucha Underground. Sorry, I'm going to cough a lot. So Aerostar, Drago, their team with Phoenix, and they're like, well, you guys are supposed to be the Dream Team. I'm like, don't tell that to Prince Puma. And then they say, well, instead, Drago and Aerostar are going to battle for Aztec Medallion, who could get the title to lead to a championship match. And Phoenix is going to be tagged up later with PJ Black and Jack Evans. Yeah. So, and I like how I love the fact that Dario just fucking looks like he's fucking with them. Because these thrown together 6-man tags make so much sense. Like, it wouldn't make sense if it wasn't for Dario just being a complete dick. Dude, Dario is the fucking man.
He's like, and that was my biggest issue with the overall episode. Like, unlike every other episode, this episode is the only one that really didn't move the story forward in it. It gave us some character development. It really showed, especially in this first segment here, that is why it reminded me, is that it showed you that Dario is the villain. He's in there with a time traveler, a dragon, and a mythical bird that will not die. And he's just cool as he doesn't give a damn because he's the villain. He's manipulative, and he can play everybody like that. And they have to play by his rules if they want to stay in the temple. So it gave us character development like that, but none of the segments moved the story forward.
And you got Drago versus Aerostar. We love these matchups, but Aerostar botches big time. And mad props to Vampiro and Fuckface. Who's the Fuckface? He used to be my favorite announcer. Yeah, Matt Striker. I used to love Matt Striker. Like, I'm not gay, but if Matt Striker wanted to take me out on a date, I would have let him. Nowadays, after his New Japan, I'm just like, it's not the same. It's not the same. Sorry, Matt Striker. It's not going to work. So Aerostar, botches big time, and they just cover for him. Yeah. I thought it was a great job. And not all that, but it just shows he botches big time where you're like, holy fuck, did the stairs just go straight up his fucking ass? And like 5 seconds later, he's like, fuck it. Let's take another risky move. And that's what I love about Lucha Underground. I know, in a world of botchamania, and I love botchamania. It's not a knock on botchamania, but in a world of botchamania, so many pro wrestling fans are like, I'd rather see an armbar and someone scratch their balls. Like, Randy Orton is a good wrestler in the world of, and it's just, it blows my fucking mind. Like, why? He doesn't take any risks. So I enjoyed the match. I want to see this feud go on forever. Aerostar does get the win. I'm sure.
Proto Man? Because that's what he is. He's Proto Man.
Yeah. Aerostar is my son's favorite luchador, by the way.
That's cool.
Yeah. So even before he showed up on Lucha Underground, we used to watch. My son believes that pro wrestling doesn't count unless you're wearing a mask. So he only watched masked wrestlers, and thanks to YouTube and Daily Motion, he found Aerostar. And I don't know. There's a part of me that I think he got hurt really bad on that miss spot. That the match wasn't what they had prepared. It didn't. It felt that way. It felt like, oh fuck, he's really hurt. But
I must have been taking down one of my notes because I actually missed that spot.
Well, he goes. I'm bad at describing this, but like he's on the outside of the ring. He goes to bounce on the ropes, slips off, and like the stairs go straight up his ass, very uncomfortably. Like, it was to the point I was like, holy fuck, they left that in? But I guess it was hard to edit it out because the rest of the match, the motherfucker's like, my back! You know what I mean? So, and I'm surprised they didn't bumped the match, but Warriors went on. But I think one of my favorite moments of the match was Aerostar's like, yeah, I might have broke my back. Fuck it. I'm fucking still going balls out, and jumps over the top rope. I just thought that was amazing.
Yeah.
So I enjoy the match a lot, and I love these two luchadors. I just think the botch / injury, hopefully it's not last that long, affected the match tremendously.
It did. I missed this botch, but I could tell towards the end something had happened. And even then, they were going for a medallion, and this was a good match. But again, they were playing off a story that happened last year, so it didn't move the story any forward this year. So
but the thing is, they have to keep traditions. Like, they have to keep the 6-man tag. They have to keep the thing. And plus, it's a very I don't know. People have told me it happens in Lucha a lot, but it happens in Dragon Gate all the time. The Aztec medallions in Dragon Gate, it's keys. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just because fucking someone lost or won, well, you got to go collect those keys again. You got to go collect those medallions again. I like it a lot. But sometimes I feel like it's a bit rushed, but it's still...
Lucha in general has that problem sometimes.
Yeah. You got Cage versus Mundo. It's a hype package. You got Taya and Mundo. I thought Mundo did a great job in this. I thought he played his character pretty good. I understand why he's pissed at fucking Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns stole his fucking line. He's like, I'm not a man, I'm the man. I'm like, oh, okay, now I know why he's saying Roman Reigns.
Oh, okay.
And it's also the fucking truth. But overall, it's going to be Cage in a cage. It'll be a steel cage match. And I look forward to that. I really do. I just look forward to a match. Next,
I really got behind Cage this season. First season, I really didn't care, and then he had a pretty good match with the Mag, and I'm like, okay. And in this season, man, I'm digging Cage. I've liked every match he's been in this year, and I really like this kid.
Well, this just in, I'm a muscleist. And like people, I do. If I go to a knee event and you look like a bodybuilder, my head automatically tells me you suck at wrestling. And I'm a muscleist. I am. I don't think people with muscles can fucking wrestle. There's Yuhan Nation and Cage, but if I have no idea who you are and you walk out and you look like a bodybuilder, my brain goes, he can't wrestle. I am a muscleist. And before I saw Cage in Lucha Underground, everyone's like, you gotta check out Cage. You gotta check out Cage. I took a picture. I saw a picture of him. I'm like, no, I don't. There's no way. He's got muscles. He can't wrestle. Thanks, Vince McMahon. Like, you just make the connection. There's no fucking Mike Awesomes anymore. Remember Mike Awesome? I love Mike Awesome. Mike Awesome does not get the love he deserves. But anyway, there's very few Mike Awesomes. So, like, I even, was having this argument on Facebook. I'm like, fuck you. Cage can't wrestle. He's like, have you ever seen him wrestle? I'm like, no, I'm just a muscleist. He's like, dude, here's a match for PWG. I'm like, oh my god, he can fucking wrestle? Why did you tell me he was like Yuhan Nation? What? Tell me. And I just think he's absolutely amazing. So,
he's great, man.
I am a muscleist. If I have no idea who you are and you look like Cage, I just assume you can't fucking wrestle. Because there's so many bodybuilders that can. You know what I mean?
He's done that to us.
Like, there's a very famous TNA wrestler that used to work for me that was a bodybuilder. You can connect the dots. And I told him, just go out there, choke slam someone and pin him. He's like, I could do more than that. I'm like, no, you can't.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd never seen him wrestle. But I was right. I was like, just go out there, choke slam him. Because, like, there's something weird about muscle people. Like, there's fans that are like, wow, that guy has tons of muscles. He's got to be good.
Yeah.
It's the Big Show versus Goldberg dream match type people.
Oh, God.
It's just like, fucking. But no, Cage is awesome. But Cage had to prove it to me because I'm a muscleist. I had to be talked into watching his match on Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. I'm like, no, he's not good. No, he's got muscles. Not good. Next, you got Jack Evans, BJ Beck, and Phoenix versus the Disciples of Death. Yeah, I thought this was, I don't know.
It
was good. It was good. You got the Disciples of Death, which seem like foot soldiers at this point. Do you know what
they remind me of? They remind me of like your little henchmen putties from the Power Rangers. Like they're there just to get their ass kicked.
Yeah. But their masks are really cool. I enjoy their masks.
I do too.
We'll get into their mask in a bit. So you got the Disciple of Death. You got Jack Evans, PJ Black, Phoenix. Jack Evans just... Dude, how much has that guy... Dude, I remember Jack Evans being 3'3" and fucking weigh my leg. And now, like, he's a man and fucking dominating. What the fuck happened to Jack Evans? I'm pretty sure Jack Evans ain't the same person.
I don't think it is because I don't like Jack Evans, and he was a lot better in this match. He's like everything I do.
No, I'm saying like early Jack Evans. Back in the day.
Oh, you're talking about way back when.
Way back in the day. Jack Evans was a kid.
Yeah.
He was a kid. And now he's like a fucking man, just dominating. He did a lot of comedy spots. I'm not coming in. You're doing a great job. They didn't want to tag in PJ Black. It was basically the whole story of the match was Jack Evans, PJ Black, and Phoenix were a million times better than the Foot Soldiers, but they couldn't get along. And then at the end, Jack Evans says, "Look at me," does a bunch of awesome shit. Phoenix does his flip-diddy-do, not the official name. And 1, 2, 3. Yeah, Jack Evans, PJ Black, and Phoenix go on to the next round, which we'll learn a lot more about the next rounds in the next segment. But overall, I thought it was good. It's just, I don't know.
You could have taken it out and I wouldn't have felt like I missed anything. You could have told me, hey, they teamed up and then Team Phoenix won with PJ Black and Jack Evans. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. But I don't feel like I had – this wasn't a much-watched match. And most of the matches on Lucha Underground are like, man, I've got to pay attention to this. This one I kind of drifted in and out.
Yeah. And then next you have Dario, who's in there with Team Mighty Ducks. You know, they're fighting over it's Team Havoc or Team Release. There's a part of me that's a little heartbroken that Release and Havoc don't watch our podcast. Because they would all know they're Team Mighty Ducks. They're not Team Havoc. They're not Team Release. And Helico, he might watch. And Helico, thumbs up, pal. Because he didn't say he was Team and Helico. He's like, no, fuck you. It's Team Mighty Ducks. It's fucking pissing me the fuck off. It's the ultimate underdog story. You know what? It breaks my heart. You know, earlier I'm delusional. Thinking they watch KocoSports reviews. And now, like, the reality slaps me right in the fucking face. Havoc and Release. Release, we've been Facebook friends since 1902. How dare you not watch every podcast? It's almost like you got a career and really have no idea who I am. You know, I don't want to live in a world like that. Team Release, Team Havoc. We all know you are the Team Mighty Ducks. Get your shit together. You know, Havoc.
What are we talking about again?
I'm talking about how Release and Havoc don't watch our podcast.
We're changing that shit. It's happening tonight. They're going to fucking watch it.
It's bullshit. They've worked for companies that I've ran. How do you not watch our podcast? Ain't that? It's almost like if I don't book you, you don't think I exist. I don't think wrestlers would ever be like that. And Helico, I know. You watch. You know your Team Mighty Ducks. Anyway, Team Mighty Ducks is there. They're fucking acting all cocky. Dario's being a dick as always, but in an awesome way. He's just so fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You know, like a long time ago, we had everyone that fucking pretend to be Vince McMahon. Yeah. Dario is so good at it. I'm like, Vince, this is what you wish you were.
Oh yeah, because he's a fucking supervillain. He is 100% a comic book supervillain. He can sit in a desk, not have any powers, no abilities, no wrestling like a power. He's a scrawny little Spanish guy, and he's the scariest person in that whole building.
Well, the funny thing is, like, people all the time, we'll probably go to live chats in a second, but people all the time are like, hey, man, who would you want not missing? I'm pretty sure on top of that list is Dario. Like, I'm pretty sure Ricochet, I'd hate it, but Ricochet could leave, Prince Puma. Like, all the talent can leave. But if you have Dario, you're like, nah, I'm good. I'm still logging in. Like, I didn't know Dario was going to be around for season 2, so I was sad as fuck. I was, because I don't pay attention to spoilers. Thank you, NXT.
Fuck you, JR.
I don't pay attention to spoilers. So at the end of episode 1 in season 2, when Dario showed up, I fucking marked the fuck out. I was like, thank you, baby Terry Funk. Thank you. Dario. hey, listen, you fuckers, you're going to be in a tournament. And they're like, hey, that doesn't fucking make any sense. We're the champs. It's for the #1 contender. Dario's like, hey, fuck you, I'm Dario. And we're like, fuck yeah, he's Dario. Team Mighty Ducks, don't watch our podcast. I can't let it go. I can't let it go. And,
hold on. Look at yourself. Are you being a bitch?
Look yourself in the mirror. I am being a bitch. So Dario says it's going to be a 4-way finals, and the Mighty Ducks are going to be there putting up their tag straps. Yeah. And now I don't know what's going to happen.
The Final Four are going to be?
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting, a 4 corners match, which I think is cool. They fast forward to it, but Dario really loves fucking over the Mighty Ducks. And you know what? I used to be Team Mighty Ducks, but you guys don't even know your fucking team name. I'm Team Dario. Fuck you. Anyway. Next is the big controversy. It was a big controversy when someone died on Lucha Underground, but now I guess we're used to it. We see a skit with the Disciples, and they have Katrina there. The special effects are sci-fi cheesiness, very Mortal Kombat-like. The lightning gets me every time. Like, everything else I can buy into, but the lightning, I'm like, like it makes me giggle like a schoolgirl. And Katrina is like basically saying, "What the fuck, you 3 amigos? You guys are foot soldiers. What the fuck are you gonna do about this?" And the purple mask guy, I don't know if they have names.
They have names. I have no idea what they are.
Purple mask guy decides to go to gold mask, or I think silver mask guy.
Temple of Doom on the other two,
and he rips out his fucking heart with lightning. And then poor Gold Mask is just sitting there like a fucking jackass. And Katrina goes, "What about the other guy?" And he's like, "Me?" And blah! You at least fucking try to run.
That's all he had to do. 2 steps to the left, Gold Mask.
Here's the thing. Me, as being a Lucha Underground fan, I thought it was cheesy, but thought it was awesome. I don't know if that was the thing they were going for. I laughed. Me being like evil douchebag, I hate pro wrestling fans like every other podcast. There was a part of me that like, dude, people are going to hate this. And it brought a smile to my face. And I hate the fact that that demon lives inside me. And the third thing is, I don't know. I was like, I don't know if it's going to work, but I enjoyed it. And the thing is,
on the point of it, like he killed the other two. Like, okay, so you're breaking them up as a trios match, whatever. Like, is he going to get a singles push now, or is that literally just like, okay, the Disciples are gone?
I don't know. And not only, but here's the nerdiest thing. You ready for the nerdiest? We fucking are nerdy, but we're going another level of nerdy.
All right.
I was pissed it was the purple mask. I think the gold mask and the silver mask look a million times better than the purple mask.
Purple's my favorite color, but I'm with you there. Like the silver mask guy. I don't like the guy that wears the shirt.
You can't see the details. The Skeletor-looking motherfucker. Oh my god! Can you imagine if he fucking just acts like Skeletor from here on out?
He would be my favorite wrestler of all time.
Just oh my god, the greatest. Dear D. Joseph and Mr. Lucha, aka I don't know who the other guy is. Dear Mr. Luchas. Please push him as Skeletor. It will be the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life, but it will bring so much joy to my heart.
Oh my god! Yeah,
don't know what it is. Just go on YouTube and search "Best of Skeletor" or "Best of Skeletor insults." The thing is, as a kid, I wasn't really a He-Man guy. Like I was more of a Transformers G.I. Joe guy. My cousin was a He-Man guy. I had no idea Skeletor was as awesome as he fucking was.
Skeletor's a badass. Have you ever seen the thing? It's a small GIF, and if someone says it's a GIF, I'll full-on drop kick you. But it's a GIF. It's like how to leave a room like a boss.
Oh yeah, and he punches the mirror.
He like walks through a mirror and he punches through the mirror. It's the coolest shit in the world. Yeah. Oh, Skeletor's awesome.
But I like the gold and silver mask better. They were clear and you could see it. Purple mask is like, they got too many dark masks that you can't make it out. But I think we're getting way too nerdy about this.
Yeah, probably.
I'm pretty sure even the people at Lucha Underground are like, you guys are fucking nerds.
Like, listen, dude, this is so inconsequential. Just stop.
Like, what? The only way we forgive you that purple mask beat gold mask and silver mask is if he acts like Skeletor.
Has to be Skeletor.
Yeah. So, and then Dario comes out with Matanza. I gotta slaughter this fucking name.
Matanza.
And Katrina comes out with Muertes. And there's so many mixed reviews I have of this match because I went on an emotional roller coaster. I went on first. I'm like, this ain't even pay-per-view. This match should be a season finale. That was my first response. Then the match happens, and I notice, I get it. Like, it comes to me. I'm like, oh, fuck. This ain't going to have a clean finish.
Nope.
Like, I just fucking knew it. As soon as I started wrestling, I was like, this ain't going to have a clean finish. And then they went to the roof, and I was like, aha! Ha 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 ha! And then they went through the roof, which was amazing. And I don't mean to be a nitpicker, but they went through the roof before and continued the match in season 1. If I suck at season 2 and I was better at season 1, the roof was better at season 1. Because remember they went to commercial and continued the match.
Yeah.
And then you had Dario and Katrina just staring at each other like, I got a key, I got a rock. And anyone not watching this would find that insane.
Yeah, like, what? So there's one guy, he has a rock, and he uses it, and he does things. The other guy's got a key, and the other he makes him do things, and they waved him at each other.
Sorry about coughing and choking and dying there.
No, it's
just trying to survive, dude. I was way worse for Lucha. For NXT review.
Really?
Dude, I was sick. I thought about pushing it back, but the problem is we push it back, it pushes back forever.
Yeah.
All right, anything you want to add to the main event?
I really liked this match. I thought they fought like two giants should, and so they had a match like two muscled luchadors, like you would see like old school 70s lucha style, which I really, really like. They just beat the holy hell out of each other. And then Katrina and Dario sold this match. Like, man, their facials, their interaction between each other. I love that Vampiro kept calling out, hey, this is some cryptic shit that Dario is saying to Matanza. And so it adds a little bit of that mystery because we still don't know the whole story. And then he called fucking Katrina a whore. And I loved it. And then the match ended. I'm like, that's the finish. Like, cool. He flatlined him through the roof. So again, if Mil Muertes came just like Terminator walking out the wall, like, fucking Terminator, and been like, this is the greatest match I've ever seen in my entire life. I loved it.
Well, and here's a super nerdy thing. The office looks a lot smaller from up there. I mean, does it go underneath the stands? Like, you're a fucking nerd when you start worrying about the construction. I'm like, wait a second, the office might not be the office.
Yeah, it's like, honestly, if Mil Muertes, even if he didn't win the belt, which I don't think if he just came like walking out of there and he was all bloody and his mask was ripped and he's like, grrr, I've been happy. It's been like, oh my god, this is fucking amazing. Yeah, but because it ended the way it ended, I still really enjoyed it. But it is just that much more. That's all I asked was that much more. And that's why this was a weak win for me and not a overwhelming win like Lucha Underground typically is for me.
Yeah. I like the spot where they were going to throw him off because Lucha Underground does some crazy spots. And that's the thing. When you do crazy spots, the faking of crazy spots work. Like, if you never do a crazy spot in your Fed and you're like, oh, I'm going to throw him off, no one's buying that shit. But if you're like, oh, fuck, we've thrown people off this fucking thing before, then you buy into it. You're like, holy fuck, he's going to kill him. So I enjoyed that. Then, also, I just want to stress Dario's facial expressions during that were amazing.
Oh my god! Weren't they though?
Amazing.
Added so much to that match because you could see the worry, and so then you're like, oh god, maybe he isn't the monster we thought he was, and because his brother's worried. And dude, that guy's a fucking champ.
Yeah. So, oh man, I am dying inside. I apologize. Let's go over this last segment. We'll go live comments. The last segment was beyond amazing for one reason.
Second week in a row.
They had the missing people.
That was awesome.
Fucking amazing. Dude, it just, holy shit. It's so fucking amazing and smart and well done. And it's just a small detail. And like, I know it's just crazy because it's just fucking paper on a wall.
But it does so much.
Holy fuck. It answers so many questions, kayfabe wise. And it's just, and anyway, Del Rio has no soul, so that's why he's missing. He might not be missing, but his soul is missing.
People wanted us to get a little more in-depth with kind of like these backstage segments, and so I'll go into a little bit. So if you don't think that this segment was a big deal, I'm going to explain to you why it was a big deal. In just a very brief, not even 10-second clip, you saw on a wall a bunch of headshots of people that were missing persons, and all of them were wrestlers that were in season 1 of Lucha Underground. And that was genius because that lets us know, okay, those people are missing. The show is acknowledging it. Those people aren't in the show anymore, but they're missing. So we don't have to worry about them anymore storyline-wise. And so there can be a mystery and another story around why are they gone, but you don't have to worry about actually having that character there. It was brilliant. It was
such a genius fucking spot. Like,
fucking
and it's so fucking smart because, like, it keeps the kayfabe universe intact.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's photos on the fucking wall. You know what? Lucha Underground,
it's a lot like last week. It's like one of those things where if I was writing a story, I wish I would have thought of that.
Sorry, I just died. I had to mute myself for a second. Every now and then I just have to mute myself. Oh, man, it's been tough. And then I guess, I don't know, one of the government officials.
Yeah, that part was a little hazy.
Yeah, but then they're like, oh, your boss. He's like, I don't give a fuck about no mayor or senator or whatever. And he's like, that's not who I'm talking about. I'm like, oh, God, does Dario have the fucking local politicians in his pocket?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like, are we supposed to? The question I got out of this, which again I've talked about it before, the big theme throughout Lucha Underground season 2 has been a mystery. There's so much we don't know. By the way, another thing I pointed out, my very first review I did with y'all, we had talked about the question mark that was on the billboard and how it was there season 1. Well, that shit was gone, so it had to have been only for that episode.
Yeah, it's gone. I think it was just Mysterio. Like, I don't think.
I guess it was. But it's gone. So that was the point. Like,
that's good. You know, Mysterio's a good guy. He thinks of the children. He graffitis to give you a mystery, and then goes back and cleans it up. You know, we were a little mad that Rey Mysterio was dropping graffiti everywhere. But you know what? I know Rey Mysterio. That's it. It's official. Breaking news: Rey Mysterio listens to the podcast. Felt guilty. Watched the billboard.
Thank you, Ray.
Fuck you, releasing Havoc. It's official. Rey Mysterio listens to the podcast. Breaking news. Then it's all the dirt sheets.
The biggest question I had out of this segment, God damn it. Biggest question I had was, it's a mystery, but it was a poor mystery in that, are we supposed to believe that Dario has all the politicians in his pocket and he's even more dangerous than we thought? Or are we supposed to think there's somebody even more dangerous than Dario? Like, that's where I was like, okay, which one is it? It better
be Dario. I don't want to fucking... Dude, Dario's the most dangerous person in the world. I don't want fucking some new guy wearing a tie bullshit.
Yeah.
I just want fucking... Matter of fact, let's fuck Total Bellas. I want Total Dario. That's what the fuck I want.
Oh my God. If they just had another like little 15-minute web series, even if it was a stupid prequel of how he set up Lucha Underground, I'm there every fucking week, man. I would love it.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
And it moves the cop storyline a bit further. But also, too, like, this is just me thinking, no spoilers. It has to be Dario. Because, obviously, he gets to do this fucking Fight Club. Everyone knows about it. How would you get away with that? Eventually, you would get busted. Unless you had enough money to have the cops and government officials leave.
That's probably what it is. And I'm sure that's what they were going for, but they just didn't make that distinction enough. If they would have been like, oh, so you're working for Dario, and then they were like, somebody more dangerous, that's stupid. But you get what I'm saying? It was the only part where they're like, give us a little more direction toward that mystery. Who is this person that's even more dangerous? Also, guys, I totally apologize. I have a freshly stained noggin, and so the light is totally reflecting off my dome right now.
Oh, yeah. That's why I wear a hat. I'm not bald, but I don't know. I love wearing baseball caps.
I used to, and I still do if it's on one of my days off. But
all right, let's go to some live comments here. At Lopez1215 liked and retweeted us. Appreciate it. Much love. Ricardo on Facebook, the king of Facebook, says, I gave it a win. Looking forward to next week where Mundo and Cage face off in a steel cage. Me too. I don't know. I have no idea. Someone's talking about something else. All right, moving on. Oh, shit, I don't even have the fucking live comments up. Let's get to some live YouTube comments. All right. Yeah, we heard about breaking news, spoilers, NXT. Yeah, we'll probably do a video on that in a couple minutes. A guy on internet who doesn't lie for views, better known as American Alucard. Credit where credit is due. Lucha had a good show this week. The main event was lit.
I agree.
It's weird. Yeah. Is this a sign of something big is happening on Payback? Do you blame Triple H for China not being in the Hall of Fame? Okay. Hopefully it's big. We'll talk about Samoa Joe next.
We'll do a little mini-sode, I guess.
I don't know if it's a spoiler, not a spoiler, but I wish we didn't know about it, but we do.
We'll save it for that little mini video.
Yeah. Do you blame Triple H for China not being in the Hall of Fame? It's just it's such a bad experience. There's Stephanie, Vince, Triple H, China herself. It's just a bad experience.
Yeah,
it sucks because I've said this before. I've said this a lot of times on the podcast. You can go back and listen. The China story is sad because WWE is not going to forgive her until she passes away.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happens.
Yeah, it's just sad. I think when it comes to Hall of Fame, you shouldn't have grudges, and if you're going to be in a monopoly and you're going to have a Hall of Fame, you have to let bygones be bygones and forgive people, because China going in the Hall of Fame now, yeah, it's a feel-good story, but come on, you could have got her in when she's alive, but it's a tough one. Push Berry Fire, Matanza, Muertes, Pentagon. I push Pentagon.
You just push all three of them?
Yeah, I just pushed Pentagon and now coin flip the other two. Crazy J Ray says hello. What will happen now with Matanza? I would imagine they're just going to have a feud. It's going to continue on.
Yeah, they'll do this big slobber knocker. Titans fighting one another, and I told you last week, they're building this up like two villains fighting one another. And on the way to the ring, Max Striker said that exact same thing. Oh, this is Thanos versus, I forget who he said it was, probably Darkseid, and that's what it was. This was two villains fighting one another, and it felt great.
Yeah, but do you think China will be in the WWE Hall of Fame? I think so eventually. I think everyone's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Not next year, but maybe the year after.
Rest in peace to China and Prince. Yeah, sad day. A lot of celebrities are dying this last.
Yeah,
it always seems they go in bunches. It's like
threes.
Am I the only one who thinks Maurice is hot? No, she's a good-looking woman.
She's an attractive lady.
Mars says, but man, is Prince's death overshadowing China right now? Yeah, because Prince.
It is. Well, he was the bigger influence.
Celebrity. Yeah. I mean.
Yeah.
It just
wrestling.
Just sucks if you're a celebrity, or it sucks if you're a celebrity and then a bigger celebrity passed away. Because not only that, but I think the mother from Everyone Loves Raymond passed away, and then China passed away, and China's a bigger star. And then Prince passed away, and Prince is a big star.
It sucks for all of them, man. It's rough.
Listen, when I die, no one more famous than me die. Death will retire. Be like, wow, you can't be more famous than Dave. Oh, well, fuck it. Breaking news: Dave Coco, last person to die. Adrian Carmonte says, "What the fuck? Samoa Joe just? Yeah. I guess we'll talk. We were gonna do a separate video. Samoa Joe beat Finn Balor. We thought it was a spoiler, but it was a live event, and we didn't really want to talk about it. We were gonna do a separate video on it, but yeah. I don't know. Well, do you want to do it now or a separate video?
Let's go ahead and do it now and just spend maybe 10 minutes on this, and then do a couple more comments, and then I'm probably gonna go.
All right. Well, now let's do a separate video.
You want to do a separate video? Okay, cool.
Yeah, because the thing is, if we cover it now, people will be pissed because they have to go through something. Yeah. Separate video.
Separate video.
Why is WWE such a pathetic company when they put people in the Hall of Fame if they die? They just have an ego problem. Baylor clubbing, I don't know what that means. Why didn't Baylor not lose to TakeOver? We'll talk about that later. Fuck, marry, kill, spank. Give release, Katrina, Vicky Guerrero, Layla. I love Vicky Guerrero.
Vicky Guerrero is the
Layla I'm marrying. I think Layla is one of the most beautiful women in the world, and the older she gets, the more beautiful she gets. So I'm marrying Layla. I'm fucking Vicky Guerrero, but kindly and gently. I'll kill Katrina because she intimidates me, and I'll spank her. I'll spank and release.
You're more of a man for admitting it.
Yeah. Adrian says, well, looks like Finn Balor's coming to main roster now. Yeah, what conspiracies do you guys believe in that happened throughout history? I just did that on Coco Plays. Check out Coco Plays. I did the top 10 conspiracies. Dave, the funny shit to me about this episode was the missing poster signs of Del Rio Hernandez. Yeah, that was the best that was the best thing ever. I didn't get the ending of Lucha Underground. Please explain. I think we did. What's that?
Who all was it? It was Del Rio.
Well, he's got a list. There's Del Rio, Hernandez, Big Rick, Blue Demon Jr., and Davari.
Yeah.
I thought so awesome.
It was brilliant. Beyond just being funny, it was fucking brilliant.
Dave, don't let everyone know my middle name, man. I have the copyrights to fuckface. I don't know where that's come from. That's awesome. TJ Armors. The guy played Matanza had a legit injury during his match with no Muertes. Lucha hit it well. Yeah, it seemed like there was a lot of stuff they hit well today.
Who got hurt? Dave,
don't wear that hat because Cena wears hats. All right, well, I've been wearing hats a lot longer than Cena has, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't have. But, well, if that's the case, Cena, okay, let's go with who's wore it first. Cena, don't wear hats, and fuck you, motherfucker, take off the goddamn dog tags. Fucking worthless piece of shit. You did not fucking serve in any goddamn form of military, you fuckface. Sorry, dude, I fucking hate that shit. Do you guys believe in the second coming of Jesus? Wow, that's a great fucking thing to put on a Lucha Underground show. Yeah.
Well, that's like me going up to you and be like, hey, man, you want to get lunch? How do you feel about the Christ?
We try to focus just on pro wrestling, but I'm sure everyone on the staff has something different. You got to go check out Coco Plays with questions like that. And people get mad because they're like, what do you think of Donald Trump? What do you think of Jesus? I don't know. Jesus' father one time wrestled Vince McMahon, and
yes, he did, and lost. If I'm not mistaken.
Donald Trump shaved Vince McMahon's head. We try to keep it just wrestling here. Did Samoa Joe just win the championship? Yeah.
Yes.
Dave versus Sammy in a hair versus hair match. Oops, Sammy must have
lost. I fucking win.
Oh, just kidding. That's Crazy J-Ray fucking right under the bus. PJ
I'm bald and brown, motherfucker.
Well, the thing is, a lot of people think I'm bald because I fucking wear a hat, but it's not the case. But here's the thing. My hair looks fake. So, like, no, it does. Like, I used to get made fun of in high school. Like, oh, you look like you're wearing a toupee. You know, so me and Donald Trump have something in common. So, like, when I do go bald, I could just put on a toupee and no one's going to notice.
Nobody will fucking know.
No one. Like, guy, Dave's hair looks fake. Be like, bitch, his hair looks fake since the third grade. I did. In middle school and high school, I'd get that all the time. Hey, bald? You got a fucking, no, you got a weird looking hair. Why can't big guys not work anymore in wrestling? What if ECW never existed? Some of them can. It's just, you got Hot Nation, Mike Awesome back in the day, Bam Bam Bigelow. It's just, they don't have to because Vince masturbates to them. What if ECW never existed? My short answer, I wouldn't be a wrestling fan.
ECW doesn't exist. Most of the wrestling that people love nowadays doesn't exist.
Yeah.
What if Lucha wouldn't be as big as it is? WWE never would have went through the Attitude Era. We probably never would have got a lot of Japanese wrestlers. ECW started all that shit, guys. Sorry to break it to you.
Jericho. Yeah.
Yeah, Jericho. Like, I love WWE as much as the next guy, but ECW is what started all that shit.
Yeah. And if ECW didn't exist, I wouldn't be a fan, and I think a lot more people wouldn't be fans.
Yeah. I told you about how me and my
brother what if WWE never existed? That's interesting. I think the territories
should be around?
Ted Turner. I don't know. It would be interesting. Yeah. It would be interesting.
Someone write an alternate history.
Will Russo ever work at WWE again? My guess is no, but never say never.
Short and sweet.
David Arquette pitched a Lucha Underground idea to have a drunk masked manager who passes out bottles of beer to the crowd and smashes wrestlers over the head with it. Well,
that's a little too try hard for me. But
thoughts on Area 51? Where will there ever be a World War III? Yes, we just have to market it. It's already happening. Just fucking market it. Thoughts on Area 51?
It's there. Okay.
Ray! It's bullshit! You got to subscribe to Coco Plays and put questions down there like that. This is all pro wrestling. Area 51 for all. All right, here, you want to know what I know about Area 51? To the best of my knowledge, they've never had a wrestling event there. Somebody said,
little do we know, we're fucking wrong.
This is funny. Somebody said, this is from TJ. Somebody said on Twitter, if Alberto is missing, then WWE must be in purgatory. LOL. Yeah. Or WWE must be purgatory. Yeah. Why can't China be in the WWE Hall of Fame? If Snoop Dogg is in the Hall of Fame and he's done porn. There's so many.
There's a lot more layers.
There's so much. It's a sad fucking story. It's just a sad
story. A convoluted.
Why are politics taking over WWE?
I think they've always been.
Yeah, they've always been. It's sad, but it's always been that way. Should they have a system where fans vote every 4 years for a new chairman of WWE? Well, if you're rich and you buy enough stocks, you could do it. But if you buy enough stocks, the price keeps going up, and you have to keep putting more money in to buy more stocks. It's hard because it's hard to create something and step down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm sure they covered this Mojo on the NXT title at the house show. No, we haven't, but we're going to.
We're going to stick around. Another.
Why do you think about McGregor's situation?
He trolled everybody.
UFC and WWE, the UFC and WWE. Let's talk about McGregor because McGregor. This could be a wrestling situation. When you have an athlete and an event company, a lot of people stick to the company's side.
Yeah.
I tend to stick to the athlete side for one reason. Even if the athlete is wrong, do you know how many times the UFC and WWE have fucking ruined people's lives, and because they weren't a star, you didn't care? So when a CM Punk or McGregor stands up for the situation, I'm sorry, I have to get behind them. And it's not because, McGregor's right. Because McGregor has the star power to be like, hey, the UFC's fucked up, the WWE's fucked up, but no one takes the side of the small athletes. Do you know how many sad, pathetic WWE and UFC cut stories there are? When the fans don't pay any attention to it. But when McGregor or CM Punk steps up for the athletes, you're like, oh, well, the company has always been so good and they paid you. No, they haven't. You don't be loyal to a corporation. I think Dana White is right, and I think McGregor is right. I'm on McGregor's side because it takes balls to be that big of a star and stand up for the athletes. Same thing with Jesse Ventura and WWE. Wrestling Rant, get on that. Know your history. They will. You didn't know, Lennox? Yeah, okay, people are talking. Boop, boop, boop. What was the good idea to let Joe win in house show? We'll talk about that.
We're up there.
Don't get married to the program.
Pretty much everyone talking about that.
Yeah. We might have to skip. Last but not least, favorite porn category. I don't know. I know you love porn, and I'm not going to talk about this on Coco Plays, so I might as well waste it now. I don't know. I get like little seasons. Like sometimes Asian, sometimes, I don't know. MILF.
So much
because I'm old. Like, it's weird because, like, I see MILF and I'm like, oh, these are people my age. Oh, my God! Ray, they do share. Yeah, Wrestling Rant said about the shareholders. Wrestling Rant, well, WCW bought attention to Japanese wrestling in 1989 when Muda, and later in 1991 with the Japan Super Show. Dave, the purple mask dude from DOD, is named Sinistro. Okay, now we know. Sinistro. That sounds like he could take over. Can you see the Yakuza faction, Lucha Underground? Which wrestlers from Japan would be perfect for the faction? I don't know, because I live in Japan.
That's a hard-ass question.
Like, it's weird because Yakuza is one of those things that people don't feel comfortable even saying the word in Japan. Like, we always say tattooed gentlemen. I have friends that are in that club, and yeah, I don't know. Like, you could probably you could probably do a Yakuza angle, but the problem is to get good Japanese athletes, they might feel uncomfortable doing it.
It'd be better to have just Okada come in and be like, I'm the Rainmaker, I'm going to buy your fucking company. Dario's like, sure, I'll put them on, but
because,
you gotta
win. Breaking news, the Yakuza does exist. And breaking news, they're not as bad as Hollywood makes them out to be. But also, people, like it feels weird because I live in Japan. It feels weird saying the word that many times. Like
Really?
they don't. They don't fucking mention it. Like I have friends that are in the Tattoo Gentlemen's Club, and we do not bring that word up. So it's kind of fucking different. It's different. So I don't. And maybe a Japanese athlete will be like, I don't give a fuck.
I'm sure there's one.
A majority of them would be like, no, I got to go back to Tokyo. Fuck you. Because the thing is, the Yakuza is not all bad, and people don't get that. But they're not all good. I assure you. I'm not fucking 4 more years. 4 more years. I'm not that. But I'm just saying, it's a weird situation here. Because the building I live in is very expensive, and it's known for tattooed gentlemen living here. And we just don't bring it up. You know, like I have 2 neighbors. I don't know if I should say this. Allegedly, I have 2 neighbors missing fingers. And when I first came here, I was like, oh, how'd you lose your fingers? And like, oh, print shop accident. And then saw the other neighbor, and I was like, how'd you lose your finger? And he's like, print shop accident. And I was like, man, print shops around here must be dangerous. And my wife is like,
listen, dumb fuck. Yeah,
like, you know, I've walked into my building. My building is very highly secured, and my building is very, I don't know how to describe it, very safe for tattooed gentlemen. And I've seen my neighbors walk in smiling with 1 finger bleeding everywhere. And he's like, oh, don't worry, they'll clean that up. I'm like, all right.
All right,
cool. Fucking moving on. So, yeah. But the good thing is, like, I didn't know how great the security is. It's really hard to get into my building, thanks to tattooed gentleman security. That, and also, like, there's huge advantages. After the earthquake, people had to lose power. And I remember I went downstairs. I'm like, oh, I heard we're losing power at 4 and 8. Do you want to go out to a movie or something? And he's like, we're not losing power. I'm like, the whole neighborhood's losing power. We're not. He's like, why? Just don't worry about it. The whole fucking city was black because no electricity. Fucking our building like a Christmas tree. That always, I get free food when people find out where I live. They'll be like, hey, stupid fucking foreigner, get the fuck out of here. And then they're like, you know, I don't know, they're not that harsh. But they'll be like, oh, where do you live? And I'll be like, I live at building. And then they're scared. And they're like, yeah, you don't have to pay. It's on us. So I don't know if they would. I don't know. What was All Japan Pro Wrestling during the 90s? Fucking amazing. All Japan Wrestling in the 90s was absolutely amazing, and it's sad what they've become. All right, 2 more, and then we'll do a Samoa Joe show. All right?
Cool.
Crazy J. Ray. Yeah, there's 2 questions, so this is perfect. Crazy J. Ray says, will Lucha Underground do more house shows and start going state to state to get more fans? Do you think it would be a good idea? To be honest, I wouldn't. I think it's a horrible idea. I mean, if it's a special event like Southwest whatever, then yeah. But start doing house shows. I mean, look what Jarrett does. Look what TNA does. Look what WWE does. Look at NXT. You know, for every success story you hear, there's 5 cities they completely bombed at. Yeah. I wouldn't fuck around with house shows.
You couldn't do a house show for Lucha Underground because the Temple is a character in itself.
Yeah.
And I don't think you can do Lucha Underground without the Temple.
My focus, I mean, instead of house shows, I'd be focusing on marketing and getting the shows to more people.
Yeah, getting it on Netflix, getting it on one of those big places like that. That would do fucking wonders for them.
Do you see anyone else? Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Do you see anyone else from AAA joining the Lucha Underground cast in the future? I imagine so.
I'm sure they got.
To the best of my knowledge, they got a working relationship, so I imagine so. And
I just don't know the AAA
Twitter machine. People are saying the Lightning won. Yeah, go Lightning. All right, we are going to stop this and start another show. I know that's a pain in the ass, but the reason we're doing it is because everyone's going to say, why didn't you talk about Joe? And then we'll say, we did it, Lucha Underground. You got to wait 40 minutes, and then they're going to fucking hate us. And they'll be like, I fucking hate Sammy. And I'm like, me too, I know. So, any comments or questions we missed, please tweet it to us. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to shut this show down, come back with Samoa Joe. Please sign up for ProWrestling.me. I really have to I really have to get my head out of my ass and start fucking doing that better. You know, I really do. But ProWrestling.me, I spent all our YouTube money on it, and it's failed miserably. So, yeah. Wrestling Ranted disagrees. So, yes, there's no demand for Lucha. He does agree. Yes, there is no demand for Lucha Underground tour, and they have to get the buzz going that people want to see it. The NXT has now. Keep it to small venues. Yeah.
Real quick before we leave, you know what would be cool? Is if they did Ultimate Lucha, instead of broadcasting Ultimate Lucha, do like what most everyone's doing now and do a live theatrical event and sell tickets in theaters and do it live. I'd fucking watch that in a heartbeat.
Probably, but I still think their number one mission is to get more people to watch it.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just saying
I think all that shit has to come later.
It's gonna.
I think the show is amazing. Just people need to see it. If that means getting El Rey, you know, there's tons of television rumors, but you need number one mission of Lucha Underground right now is to get eyeballs on it, because I think people will love it. I honestly do. I enjoy the product a lot. I think that's the number one thing. All right, so down in the comments, win, loss, tie. We'll be back in 5-10 minutes, so subscribe, and we'll talk about the Samoa Joe stuff. All right. Like, comment, subscribe. KocoSports.net, ProWrestling.me, Ray. All those crazy questions go on Coco Plays. You better subscribe, sucker. And join me at Coco Plays as I talk about anything while playing RBI baseball badly. All right, I'm sick, and I'm going to do 2 podcasts because doctor said 2 podcasts a day. Keep the doctor away. I totally fucked that up. Anyway, with that, I am over.